Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and this is I am going to do a quick bite of The Taking of Jake Livingston. It is about a young boy who is going to a all-white school. He's one of the only black kids at St. Clair's Prep, and so he's dealing with issues coming from that. He also sees ghosts, and for the most part they follow rules. Like, they just kind of stay in a death loop. The thing that happened to them at the end of their life, they're kind of stuck in that same scenario. But there comes a time where Jake sees this one ghost that actually pays attention to him and then starts to try to possess him. And that boy was a school shooter. And so this book packed a lot into 244 pages. I gave it 5 stars. So Jake, first of all, is a gay boy, and he's having to deal with that, and he had a really traumatic coming out with his father, and then he has a really fraught relationship with his brother and his mom. He seems unsure about his mom, but you know, she's there for him and everything like that. You get some background as to why he's a little distant from his mother. She didn't really stick up for him when, you know, his father reacted badly to his coming out. And well, actually he didn't come out on purpose. I think his dad was going through his room and found some stuff. So he also, you know, his brother and he are really, you know, his brother is popular and things like that, and then Jake is very quiet and to himself, and you know, that puts them at odds, the brothers. And we even get a lot of characterization from Sawyer, the evil, you know, supposedly evil character, and we realize, I mean, we go to therapy appointments with him, we are in his mind, we see things from his perspective, and we see him as human. I mean, obviously it's not at all okay for what he did, and he still ends up being the bad guy, but he is fleshed out. And so I think the characterizations in this book are really, really good. I mean, no one except maybe for Jake's father is just the bad guy. Even the murderous ghost who is trying to possess Jake and cause more mayhem, you know, we even get a background on him. The atmosphere for the story was appropriately weird. I had like butterflies in my stomach most of the time. Things were foggy and dark and spooky, and they did the author did a really, really good job. Ryan Douglas did a really, really good job of setting up the atmosphere of this story, and the writing goes hand in hand with that, where just very descriptive, and without being overly flowery, you got the idea of the darkness and the evilness that was kind of permeating this school and this neighborhood that this boy lived in, because he was, you know, his next door neighbor was murdered and things like that. So there's spookiness and murder and all this kind of stuff kind of just surrounding this boy, and you just feel really bad for him, you feel scared for him and things like that. So the atmosphere and the writing really, really work well. The story plots along pretty well. I think the plotting is not as obvious. Like, you don't see, okay, and then he did this, and then he did that, and then he did this. It's very internal. You are, like I said, you're in therapy appointments. You are in Jake's mind. I was about to say Ryan. You're in Jake's mind a lot. You really, really feel what he's going through. You, good and bad. You see how sweet his attraction is to his first boyfriend, and just when he reaches out for help and stuff like that. So it's it's much more atmospheric and characterization wise, but the plot is there enough that I can tell you exactly what happened, you know. So it's not like the plot was lost for all the characterization. So that was a pretty good thing as well. There was obviously intrigue for me because I wanted to get to the end of the book and find out what happened, and the intrigue it wasn't belabored, because like I said, very quick read, under 300 pages, very quick read, very good book. And it was logical for the world. It has ghosts and things like that, so the world isn't logical in regards to our world, but it is for this world. And the thing that starts to not be logical is explained. So the rules of ghosts prior to this was that they stay in their own lane. They don't, I don't know, they don't interfere or anything like that. If Jake walked through a ghost, he'd feel a little bit of a chill, but they didn't really affect his life or affect him in any real way until Sawyer, and it's explained why Sawyer is so powerful. So, and I enjoyed the book. I mean, as much as you can enjoy, like I was scared for him, and you kind of, if you're a mystery horror lover, you enjoy being scared. I was concerned for Jake. I just felt really bad for him. He just was so, but it was very sweet when he was falling in love with his boyfriend, or falling for his boyfriend. His infatuation was coming out for him. I thought his boyfriend was very whimsical and stuff like that, and I liked that breath of fresh air and whimsy was there for Jake, who had a very serious life otherwise. I loved how touching the relationship ended up being between his brother and his mom. They came to a little bit better of an understanding, a lot less acrimony between he and his brother. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this book, and I gave it 5 stars. I think these complex stories that try to delve deep into the mind of a hormonal teenager are needed. They're, you know, a child dealing with with evil, trying to explain it, I guess, with ghosts, trying to understand our fellow man, even those who have done unspeakable acts. I think that's all important. If we're trying to teach people empathy, who needs to learn empathy more than a teenager? No one. Let's put a ghost for the emoji of the video, since this book is all about ghosts. If you don't have anything to say, otherwise, is this a book that you'd pick up? Have you read it? What did you think of it? Be easy on yourself, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.